everybody, to the A to Z Golfing Podcast with Andy Cezanne.
Hi.
I'm Anthony Zampano. Now, no one is going to know this because it just happened, and these obviously take a while for you to do because you're doing them and you're not that experienced at doing this.
Ooh.
Totally kidding. Totally kidding. But the Instagram Live thing, you know, I've done it a few times, and I never really got into it because, like, I think one time we were driving to Hazeltine.
Yep.
And then the other time I did it, I was playing like a twilight round at Elgin Country Club. So I was just kind of like messing around with a few people, but I like it. I think it's a really cool platform.
I had a great time with it. We were on I expected us to be on for like 20 minutes, and we were on for a full hour. So, I mean, it was engaging. We got to talk to people. You know, we wanted to get questions out there, see what people wanted. And then we got goofy with it. I mean, it was just fun. We just got people on there, and I had a great time talking with people, finding out who they were, you know, putting some Instagram names to, you know, you guys knowing who they are. So I got to find out who they were.
They're handles, right?
Yeah.
Handles. I'm just, you know, I'm learning. I'm learning.
It's a handle. You're right.
Learning. It was great. You know, we've been for the first two episodes and then this one, you're going to kind of see different views of how everybody is coming through. So we're trying to really figure that out. Not really figure it out because I just like to have fun with this. I mean, it's supposed to be fun, not supposed to overthink it that much. So I'm enjoying it. I love this background that you have going on now. Where me and you, I'm going to miss the arm through the camera thing that Rob loved, but nope, we're doing good now. We just have to get the other half of Matt's face into
the screen,
into live videos. So I feel like that might come sometime in March. What do you think?
I'd say probably March to April. We'll probably get him on a full face onto it. That might be good.
Yep, I definitely like that.
Like right now we have the almonds in the picture.
The almonds are in the picture.
The almonds are in the picture.
Are they really? Well, hold on. Let me turn them because you never know one day when Costco
chocolate covered
with our hundreds of viewers, Costco. Kirkland Signature Premier Products might end up being a sponsor one day. You never know.
Those are my absolute favorite. I'll eat those.
We could ask them if we could do a podcast from the Bloomingdale location.
That's not a bad idea.
Maybe when it warms up, we'll do it out in the parking lot.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
We'll have the cart guys coming around by us.
Well, maybe we'll just like interview the people that like go there to get their tires refilled because they don't just do it themselves. Which is just very perplexing to me.
I think my mom does that.
Well, I mean, it's your mom.
Yeah.
So
well, that means I should probably do it, but she takes it there.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay if she takes it there.
Yeah,
she takes it there. She definitely knows she could call you, but I'm sure she calls you for many other things.
She does. I like it. It's one of those things where I feel bad if I can't get to her quick enough, but I always try to. You know, you always got to make time for her. You
always got to make time for your family.
Yeah,
right.
Always.
It's a huge thing. You're one of the biggest family people I know. So, you know, one of the best parts about being a close friend with you is seeing how close you are. I mean, the things that minus the fact that all the people know that he has slandered his wife's family numerous times on his podcast, but in all seriousness, what you do for your boys and what your missus does for you is awesome.
I'm a very lucky man. I'm a lucky man with the friends I have, the family I have. I'm very blessed. And yeah, I did get a little bit of hot water on the last podcast. I took a video of my wife watching me make a joke at her, and she wasn't too happy about that. I sent that out to you guys.
Is really cool. Andy, outside of the event itself, one of the things that you're looking forward to most for Vegas weekend? Besides some of the gambling. Wow, I didn't know he was going to go there. I thought we were going to go into gambling, but he just wants to throw himself under the bus right away.
It's my son.
Andy?
What?
Yeah.
This week she's not coming. COVID scare and everything. That'll change next week.
Andy.
Yeah.
What?
No, I'm looking forward to, I like games.
You're not kidding.
Mm-mm.
So that was took a little bit while, but I was
well, we're glad you're here.
Yeah, I'm still alive.
We're glad you're still alive.
Still alive.
So one of the things that we've been doing recently is, I'm sure everybody has seen the first one, is the AGT Series Friday Foursomes, where we're announcing 4 events every Friday. There will be 5 of them to complete the 20 event schedule for the 2022 season. I love the format that we're doing this to release the courses. I've been getting a lot of questions about what are some of the upcoming ones, because if you go to agtseries.com, you can see basically the event with the city that it's going to be. So it's been fun interacting with people. People are guessing, people are trying to get tidbits, they're trying to get hints and stuff like that. What is so far we're going to release the next 4. Well, by the time you listen to this, there will be 20 of them released?
Yes.
No, 15.
No, 15.
15. But the next 5 through 8 are going to be released. I'm looking forward to them. So out of the first 4, Andy, and I know that I don't know actually if you're going to be at any of the first 4.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try to make it down to the St. Louis one. Try to get out that way.
That'd be really cool.
And then you never know. I'm going to try to get my way possibly to that Nashville one so I can see Blaine Holcomb's concert there. See if I can manage getting time away from the missus. And if I can get kid coverage, I guess is the big thing.
Kid coverage.
Kid coverage. The kid coverage.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's going to be nice to see some new courses mixed in with some of our favorites from last year. I'm really looking forward to it. There's a lot of people. I know one of the biggest ones right now that has been announced is the reception that we're getting back from the people down in the Dallas area.
Yeah.
A lot of shout outs can go around. Chuck Miller, Sid Stanfield, Nicholas down there in Texas that we've been talking to through a lot of the swag golf groups, which has been sort of kind of engineering this push for the event.
Right.
And that's kind of what I'm most happy about, is that we're going to be able to give back to them. I think when we started meeting all of them, they were the ones that were like, you got to come to Texas. You got to come to Texas. And it's going to be really fun to be down there to kick off our season. I think that's sort of the beauty of it.
Yeah. And I mean, that's something that we're trying to do. Like, we talk about that on this podcast. We talk about with AM Golf Trips. We try to listen to what people want and try to get out there for them. And then by the time this one airs, we have a second one in the Texas area in Austin that we're excited to go out that way twice. I'm really excited that we're also getting to go out to TPC Myrtle Beach out there. We got the pleasure of playing that course last year. And I played it twice. You only played it that one time, correct? I played it on going out. I played it also.
Oh yeah.
So it was
I only played it once.
It was kind of raining and stuff, but it was still a good time. And then the second time we did, it was nice weather and it was absolutely beautiful. The tree lined fairways and everything it was spectacular.
Yeah, one of the interesting things about that course, obviously it's a tournament players club golf course, and there's not too many of them that I think you would consider bad golf courses. I mean, they're all pretty much amazing. I mean, I've played Sawgrass, I've played TBC River Highlands, Scottsdale. The Myrtle Beach course to me was more deceiving than I really thought it was going to be. I mean, from the pine straw areas that seem to come in everywhere to sort of like the runoff water areas, like the stuff where you would see the water, but you wouldn't think anything of it. But because everything looks so narrow as to like where you're driving the golf ball and where you're trying to play from, it was definitely a strong test. And I think that's going to be something that a lot of these teams are going to have to look forward to. Not that the Dunes Club wasn't a test when we were down there. That was a fantastic course.
It's really windy that day, too.
It was very windy.
Yeah.
Very windy. So with that being said, with TPC Myrtle Beach, with it being a tree line course, you're going to be able to not have the wind really interfere with a lot of shots. I mean, there weren't too many holes that were wide open except for maybe the drive on a couple of the par fives.
Right. Yeah. That was some of the biggest wind I ever played was that day at the Dunes Club there. I mean, I think I hit I hit my 3-iron the best, or my 3 hybrid as best I could. And it was only like 170 yards straight into wind. And I was right in the water. And I was like, that should usually go about 210. And it didn't even make it 160. That wind was just.
That's a 3 hybrid?
Yeah.
Okay.
About 200, 210.
210. Wow, with a 3 hybrid.
Yeah.
I mean, I only hit my 3 hybrid like 195.
You do not.
So, I mean.
You do not.
It's that weight room. You've been hitting the weight room, too. We have a lot of things to go over. We did the first 2 episodes, and it was like, we want to introduce all the people that are associated with what we do. And, we have Rob, and we love Rob, and everybody out there is probably known already that Rob is very detailed. So you're always going to get a very detailed answer, right? You're always going to get that. And then Matt, he's been on a previous episode where we interviewed him, and I feel like he's hyperventilating sometimes because there's a lot of things that he's trying to say, in such a fast place. But
he gets geeked out pretty quick.
he does. And I'm not saying that anymore.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it anymore. After you made that little stunt video that you came up with, that was pretty good. Yeah, listen, I dish it out a lot, so I got to take it sometimes.
Yeah, the one time I can get you, I'm gonna take advantage of that and let you live that.
Oh, there's been other times.
The one time I got you.
There's been other times. So we're gonna spend a lot of time, and we have the first 2 episodes where we've been talking about series events and trips events, and the differences between them. And coming up in the near future, we're going to talk a little bit more about getting back into the city series, and we've brought it up a few times. But I want us to get back to who we are.
Yeah.
Okay. So we need to talk more golf. Okay. That's what we're here for. That's what we need to do. So I've been putting together questions that I have been associated. Rob's trying to get me into this like Google documentaries thing, and I'm trying my hardest with it. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about last week, and I think I mentioned it, but I had to move it over to this week, is, for me, I think about the game of golf so much differently when I play than a lot of people. And I think that's why a lot of people enjoy playing golf with me, and that I feel like I can help them out when we play. So I ask you, 2-part question. One golf course that you have played that if you didn't have to worry about anything, money, a job, anything like that, family,
right,
that you could play the rest of your life. And then a course that you haven't played that you would like to play for the rest of your life.
Yeah. So the fantasy for me would be to play Payne's Valley the rest of my life, every single day. That place.
But you've played that one.
Right. Wasn't that part of the course?
No. A course that you have played.
Yeah.
That you have played, that you would play for the rest of your life. But that's not a fantasy. You've played that.
Well, but I mean, to play that one, to get out there. I mean, are you talking? Let me just clarify really fast.
Yes.
You want one that I can really realistically do?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. Let me go back to that. Then, yeah, I had to say I would pick your country club. I would pick Elgin.
Whoa.
That place, the greens there, I think would be a fair testament to my ability to get myself better, and I'm always trying to strive to get myself better. I enjoy the layout there. I enjoy the time. I don't know if it's just because I'm always there with you and I have a great time every single time, but
that's probably it.
It could be that too. But I like the way it sets up for myself. It's very challenging, and it's definitely a spot that I feel like I could play regularly on a daily basis and not get bored of that, and find different spots, to miss the ball, to make a good shot. You can get everything there. You have some open area, you got trees, you have it all. So you got all the different shots. You can get yourself out there. And then the second part to your question is a fantasy one, right? Like one that's,
of course, you have not played.
Yeah.
But that you obviously have heard about.
Yeah. That
you would play the rest of your life.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the realistic answer that, or a lot of people would probably say Augusta, and I would like to I'm going to pick. I can't say anything else but Augusta. I mean, it's Augusta for me. It 100% is. I tried. I knew this question was coming, and I knew that you didn't want the Augusta answer, but I can't go away from it.
It's okay.
It is Augusta. Like, just getting out there one time in my life, it will be mesmerizing if I can even just step foot on the ground there. But yeah, if I could play that every day, that would be fantastic.
I'm going to go back to the first part, and we kind of touched on it, and I've touched on it in previous podcasts. For me, identifying, I was always a public golfer, right? I played at a few private places, but since joining there, my biggest decision, and I had been playing there with George, I think this is going to be his 11th year there. So I've probably been playing there for like 9 or 10 years.
Yeah.
Was that I wanted to have a course that was going to challenge me. And I think there's a difference between having fun and playing the game, like kind of where I'm at and where I've been at the last couple of years, but still having that challenge, knowing that it's going to be different.
Right.
So that's I'm not going to keep going on and on and on about Elgin, but for me, I answered this earlier tonight, so you heard it.
Yeah.
A course that I've played that I could play every single day for the rest of my life is Marion.
Right.
I'm a huge historian of the game. I love the strategy of the game. You talk about small greens, you talk about complexes, you talk about where you have to miss, where you can't miss, where you have to put the golf ball. I mean, some holes you have to put the ball on the right half of the fairway to have a look. To me, and that might be because of the difference in skill set and how I think about the game.
Well, that's what you just brought up earlier. You think about the game differently, and that's why I love golfing with you, because I mean, I pick your brain when I'm on the course. I say, why do you pick this club? What would you do in this situation? Why would you do that? Because I like the way you think differently than almost any golfer that I've been with. When you think of it, I see ball, hit ball. We've talked about that. But you're at a different skill set than I am, and you think of the next shot already. I'm just trying to get my first shot in a playable area.
Well, I think there's a lot of things that we have talked about, and managing expectations is a huge one. Okay. Listen, we all play golf. We all have buddies that, hit a ball and they're like, oh, I hit it 310. I hit it 320. I hit it this. Listen, if it hits a tree 100 yards away from you, it ain't going 310. Listen, I can rear back and into a screen and hit a golf ball and maybe push it past 300. But when you're playing golf and you're playing competitive, or you're playing in a little game, maybe a skins, maybe you've been practicing really well and you get out there and you're struggling at the beginning, and then you start to turn it around and you're grinding, you have to rein it in. You have to manage expectations. It can't be, I hit a ball at the range and it was with my 4-iron and it went 230 yards. Yeah. I mean, okay.
Congratulations.
Once.
Yeah.
But if you've always hit your 4-iron 210 yards, you should never be pulling it if it's 230 yards. I mean, yeah, if we're over in Scotland and you can bunt it 180 and it runs out 50 yards, it's a different story. But I think it's also a part of it. And I think that's one of the biggest things for guys, like when they start, guys and girls, when they start to break down, I'm an 8 handicap. I want to get to a 4.
Yeah.
Right. I tell everybody this till I'm blue in the face, is short game. It's all in your short game. It does. If you look at PGA Tour, LPGA Tour, and you look at when they get themselves in trouble, not to mention the fact that they don't miss in like terrible places.
Yeah.
Okay. The pin's on the left. I know we've seen people, they short side themselves. It's a term in golf, but a lot of times they play out to the right into the center of the green. If they miss, it's short right so that they have all that room to work with. It's kind of the concept that Myrick always told me when I wanted to get better. He was like, just hit every ball into the center of the green.
Yeah.
He's like, take the flag stick. If it's on the front, just add 5 more yards, hit the ball into the front of the green, into the center of the green every single time, and then rein it in that way. And it worked for me. But going back to that, how thinking about the game does that for me, it leads me to those style golf courses.
Mm-hmm.
It really it really does. We were fortunate enough to go out and we played a very prestigious men's only club this year. Yeah. Right. It's one of my favorites. It's wide open, right? It's still very difficult.
Yeah.
Right.
I found that out the hard way.
But you don't really have to strategize around the golf course.
Yeah.
Like you're not, there's a few holes that are dog legs. There's a few holes that have out of bounds, maybe to the right or to the left, and maybe water or something like that. But I like the golf courses where, even though I'm out there and I'm having a great time, every single time I'm over a shot, I'm trying to calculate the best golf shot for that situation. And I think that's the difference for me.
And that course, Bobble Links, that was a tough time when I was choosing between Elgin and Bobble Links as my one I could play full time. But they're two totally different courses, like completely. Like you said, that one's a little more open; you can get around it.
Yep.
But I've only played that one time. I want to try to get back there some other time and play it again, because that round I had there was just god awful. And I think I know I'm a better golfer than what I showed that day, and I like, that's why I think one of those reasons I want to get back out there and play it every day, and so I can keep improving on what I know that was so bad on it.
Yeah. So what I want to do is that, obviously this is a great question, and I want to extend this to all the people that listen to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm personally going to put something from my collection up. I want to know these 2 answers from people that listen to this podcast and put it on the Instagram, and then we'll take that and we'll select somebody and we'll ship them some cool stuff. How about that?
I like that.
We'll do that.
I love that.
All right.
What was
good.
your second part of the answer? Or what did you answer the second part? You said
No.
marrying?
My fantasy course.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mike Langford, who's been on a couple of our trips, has turned in to be a great friend. I haven't known him that long. He is a member at Ivanhoe Country Club. I have other friends that have played it, but for me, everything that I have ever heard about Oakmont,
Yeah.
and the lineage, the history, for me, that's a fantasy course for me.
Yeah.
That I have not played. That when I've seen the golf course, when I've seen it in a video game, when I've seen it on a simulator, when I've seen it on television, to me, that's the one golf course that is the closest to
That's
me.
kind of your mecca right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because we're getting ready to go to Vegas, and we've been there, and I love desert golf. I love Arizona. I love all that. Then we're going to the West Coast, and I said it famously on this that I'm dumbing down expectations, right? There's a golf course out there, Cypress, that is, very private, right? And I would love to play it. I need to get past the Pebble trip to see. I know I'm gonna love being I mean, how can you not love being on the water playing? But for me, it's a first.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
I mean, yeah, I haven't been on the West Coast to play golf, on the coast.
All right.
So for me, Florida's Florida. Okay. But Pebble's going to be like its whole other thing. So for me, I want to see how that is. Might translate in there, but I just, for me, I know Pebble Beach has the history, and I think that's where it starts for me. If I'm going to rank golf courses, it's like, I want to be a part of that history, even though I'm never going to be a part of that history. Right. I mean, who in the heck am I going to be? Right. Maybe Champions Tour. Who knows? But
you'll be part of the AGT, the AM Golf Trips history.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, hopefully I will be. Hopefully it will be. It'll be a Hall of Fame one day.
Oh, yeah. One day.
One day. That'd be pretty cool.
Goals.
But yeah, but that's where it starts for me. So I think even when I was putting together this question, that ultimately, every place that somebody is going to come up with is going to have some history, right? And for me, I made Rob take a famous photo in front of the Hazeltine trophy display because I'd never seen a trophy display like that, because it's just so cool. Like that to me, like walking Hazeltine, I was trying to think of shots that other people made, like Rory driving the green, all 3 days at the Ryder Cup and stuff like that. And then his match with Reed and all that stuff. So it's just really cool to put yourself in the moment.
The Mutombo finger.
Yeah. The Mutombo. So, we have been slowly getting into a lot of the stuff on our website as far as our pro shop. So hoodies, hats, soon to come, some more designer wear style stuff. Yeah. I love some of our stuff. I love a lot of our stuff. I think we do a lot of cool things. We do awesome with the tee gifts. I think the tee gifts have been some of the best that I have seen. I mean, I've played in scrambles where you get like a half a dozen top flight rockets,
right,
and like a gift card to like Jimmy John's or something like that. So
some Warbler golf balls.
Yeah, that's basically it's like the long drive contest ball. But one of the things, and obviously, you've known this about me, is there's a lot of trends in golf. Yeah. Now, I wanted to bring this up because you sort of follow golf from a different perspective than I do. Like you're into the, photographs, aerials, drone work, behind the scenes audio, and stuff like that. I know there's more coverage of golf, which is actually quite funny because there's more coverage of golf, but I feel like when you look at the ratings for golf, there's less viewership.
Yeah.
Right. So in the photography world, you've noticed it more lately? What is the big thing? What's the big trend in photography? Is it just drones?
Yeah,
is it
definitely drones? The past couple of years has taken a huge leap up on it. I think because they're easier to get. Just the price of them are starting to come down a little bit. And I have a DJI Mini 2. That thing I got at Costco for like $450. Does 4K work on it.
Shout out to Costco.
Okay, shout out to Costco. That's
Kirkland's signature drones.
Jeez.
That was good.
That was good. but yeah, definitely drone work coming out. And I mean, just the aerial views people are getting, you're getting different views of courses that people haven't seen. And then, you're getting run-ups of fairways and everything. And I mean, you check out a bunch of these top websites now, what's on their homepage? Drone work. I mean, it's coming out there and it's coming out in full force. I'm like a kid in a candy store. When it was snowing out the other day, I just took the drone out just to get a view of the skyline from where we're at. And it's just fun for me. I'm like a kid again, playing like with race, a little handheld race car going on it. But definitely I think drones is the current trend going on with us, with photographer in the photographer world. And then, well, as you know, kind of people just making little videos on the course, either funny stuff or, little short snippets. And, I can watch that stuff all day. I follow a bunch of people and just watch people make fun of golf and everything like that. What have you noticed from, I think you're more of the fashion side, right?
I mean, I don't know if I started wearing joggers like 4 years ago. I don't know if that's a fashion that I like broke barriers or something like that, but I've always kind of had, I like more tapered style stuff, more tailored style stuff. Yeah, you won't get the joggers off of me, but I did make a rule. What was it? I said it in a text the other day. Was it 45 years old?
Yeah,
done with joggers at 45.
I think you put a limit on it.
Put a limit on it. I've put a limit on it. I think that'll be it. I mean, unless I really like bulk up the legs, which would require working out, which I just don't see happening. Sorry, Ball Striker Fitness.
Well, you don't know because you're going back to practice this year, right?
Yeah, but that's not working out. I mean, doing construction is a workout in itself. Right. I know people. Listen, I've had enough friends that are like, "Oh, well, it's completely different. You should come to the gym." Like, okay, why don't you come to my job site first? Then come to the work there for 10 hours, then go to the gym and be like, "Oh man, let's do bicep curls." Like, dude, all I want to do is lift pasta to my
pasta
face
into the mouth
and then go to sleep.
Yeah.
So, but no, I clothing is crazy. I mean, between back in the day when it used to be like solid whites and solid blacks and solid colors to me, it used to be back in the day, like if you had one stripe, it was like, whoa, man, where'd you get that?
What's he doing?
Where'd you get that? And now you've got like, Christmas reels going on shirts and tropical layouts and stuff like that. And it's flashy, and I mean, I think it goes along the lines of equipment, every year or every 9 months, there's a new driver. There's, from every manufacturer. And, there's people out there, they put up a thing. You could gain 2 miles an hour if you hit this driver. And, guys go, yeah, that justifies $650. So I'm going to go do that.
I could sell my other one for like $300 or you're not even.
So I think they go hand in hand. It's just anything that anybody can get out there. Right. I mean, I make videos in our group chats and I make videos mostly of Frank Alimo and, when we're out there on the golf course, and I'm just kind of a knucklehead. But I also think that that's sort of that freewheeling spirit. Like I've been that guy that was way too serious,
right?
Way too serious. And I never want to be that person again. So for me, it's fun. Like the more fun that you can bring into it, right, is I don't want to be the guy even running an event that has like an earpiece in that is like, oh no, wait, hold on. I need to like, this is a serious matter, right? Yeah. The whole reason why this was created and what we're doing is created was to get away from that nonsense that we did for 8 years, 9 years and make something more fun. I don't ever want to be that. I want to be, the guy asking a goofy question about like where to drop the ball if it crossed like a hazard line. Like, listen, yes, we're all going to play within the rules, but we don't need to overcomplicate the game of golf. It goes hand in hand with overthinking, pace of play. Just make it fun.
Yeah. And that's what's, I think, bringing a lot of people out to the stuff we're doing is we're keeping it fun. We're kind of breaking some kind of rules. I
barriers.
Barriers. That a lot of people have set up. I mean, I think we're just knocking it down.
Yeah. It's just, there's so much of the same thing. There's so much of the same thing out there, and it's repetitive. And listen, I'm not saying that nobody else has done 4-ball events before, right? There's of course people have, but the idea would be to accentuate that and see what it is. I mean, I've played in some 4-ball events for the CDGA and I wasn't a huge fan of it, but then again, that's also something where there's just an ultra seriousness to it. And I get it. Listen, there's certain people out there that want to be competitive. There's certain people out there that are getting out of college and they want to chase their dreams. And I want all those people to chase their dreams. We have a close friend of ours that's actually doing that, and Michael Mattis right now. And I know Blake Mullen is doing that as well. I love that for them.
Well, you and I were that.
Right?
We were that before.
We were that. But what I'm saying is that but see, there's a difference. They played golf in college.
Yeah.
Okay. They've done all the steps that has led them to the opportunity. I was a guy that was shooting like 74 that thought, like, if I wear a red shirt
on Sunday,
that has a collar neck, okay, I am Tiger Woods. I am like the Italian Tiger Woods, right? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to hit, it was dumb.
Yeah.
It was dumb. At least when I look back at myself, it was dumb. I mean, I even wore white sunglasses once. I have a photo with Nick Tudor where I wore white sunglasses.
Yeah.
I mean, I looked
big old thick ones,
no. They were like nice Oakleys, but they're like, I look like I was from like Jersey Shore. It's like terrible. It's like, I mean, I wear a gold chain, not a silver chain. So can't be one of those dagos. But no, I mean, I think the energy and all the trends of golf is really cool. I really do. I think fashion for me, that I've gotten more into it. I really like it. The hoodie thing has been awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
I don't know how many years it's been. It's probably been 3 years, maybe even 4 years. I started wearing hoodies playing golf because when I played football, you had the hand pouch,
the hand warmers.
So I was, and when I started wearing a hoodie, it was like the first thing that I went to, and I thought it was great. And I love that for the game. And I'm not saying that viewership is down, that people aren't paying attention. There's other platforms. We just got to see the Farmers Open, and then they did another tournament. I can't remember the association that ran it, but it was fully backed by the PGA Tour. And they had guys playing for an exemption for a Corn Ferry Tour event. And I think that's really cool. Now, I don't agree with like giving them to athletes, but I think it's really cool that more people are playing golf. And maybe that's even the case. Maybe there's more people playing, so they're spending less time watching.
I also see a trend with the pros coming out. Like they just did that. I think it was the Hero Classic Challenge where it was Rory and I forgot.
Are you talking about where they hit a ball down a 1 yard fairway?
Yeah, the 1 yard fairway.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a trend. I think even the pros are getting in on now. Like,
well, they've been doing the 14 club challenge for a while, where they play a par 3, and then if I use like a 6 iron, the other guy has to take the 6 iron out. So they've always, what's funny is that, if I'm not mistaken, that's a European tour thing.
I believe that's true. Yeah.
That you're dang right it is. You're dang right it is. That's right.
How do they do in the Ryder Cup?
What year?
This past year.
No, you see, you're living in the past. You're living in the past.
Well, there isn't one for another year, so I can't live in the future.
Living in the past. Living in the past. I mean, but that's what I like about you. Listen, they sucked.
Yeah.
Okay? They played terrible. Rory played terrible. Hovland played terrible. The whole team sucked.
Let me tell you, I was with you. I mean, we did that whole Ryder Cup one. I picked the Euros just like you, and I thought they were going to slaughter the U.S. So, I mean, I was on your boat too. But obviously, when they won, the U.S. won, I was ecstatic about it.
Well, of course you are. Yeah, of course you are. You're from here,
right?
Well,
so you too, but
but I get what you're saying. Yeah. I mean, you're more the international cup, so you're ready for the President's Cup, right?
That's me. I'm all over
Abraham Answer.
Oh, yeah.
All over him, aren't you?
Wait.
Yeah, I bet you can.
Got it on the schedule already, dialed in, waking up early.
Do you know where it's at?
No.
Oh, okay, good. You should look that up for the next time. I think it's at Muirfield.
That's what I got to look up where that is.
I think it's at Muirfield.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack's course in Ohio. If I'm not mistaken. Probably wrong, but yeah, so there's a lot of excitement coming up. I know one of the things, obviously, the first 3 episodes, you people have only seen our ugly faces. So we're going to, on the next episode, we're actually going to bring in a close friend of ours that we have met through the trips. Andy's teamed up with him at Kohler. He's going to be going to Las Vegas with us for the Super Bowl. Congratulations to the Cincinnati Bengals and the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty epic out there.
It's going to be good. I cannot wait for Vegas. Well, I had so much fun last year. This year's I think is going to even top last year, so I can't wait. I mean, I know Matt's really excited about his gift baskets he's bringing.
Yes, he is. There will be another fruit basket present, and in Vegas, it'll be really fun. And if anybody out there saw the photo on Instagram, those were not guns in the cases. Those are the tournament setups, just so everybody knows, okay? Had the NRA, they called, they had to go through everything.
I saw some of those comments. Like,
it was fantastic.
What are we packing?
Yes, I think Emily Kilborn asked.
Was that who it was?
Yeah, she was like, "Are those guns?" And I'm like, no. And then Ben sent me a photo of him flexing. I was like, oh geez, here we go. But yes, I'm sorry, I didn't even get to the part about the guests. So Burke Davis is going to join us. He will do a full recap of Las Vegas. We will also look forward to going over with him his experiences with us, in addition to a lot of his other golf experiences. He has great stories. I got to walk the foggy hills of Whistling Straits with him for an afternoon while his partner was slightly intoxicated.
Sorry.
So
I'm gonna apologize my whole life for that. I'm going to apologize my whole life.
So that's going to be fun. Andy, what are some of the things that we could see coming up on future episodes?
Oh, we got man. I don't even know right now. It's a great question. I know you've been taking the notes on that. I'm gonna put it right out there. I have no idea.
I kind of meant like, maybe there was some like new technology we were going to be going with.
Maybe I'll get more cameras in here. We'll get different angles. We got one coming here, one coming there.
That would be great. That would be great. But we'll go over also with Burke. We'll go over the first Texas event. That'll be something good for you guys to go over. We might sprinkle in some interaction with him on a little debate that I want to go over with a few other people. We're going to put up a questionnaire as well. Country clubs.
Yeah. What about them?
Or public golf.
Oh, yeah.
So that's something that I want to touch base on. We did it a little bit last year.
We did it in the first episode, I think, right?
Yes, we did.
So we got to retouch it and get everyone else's opinions.
We do. And, one of the other things that we will also be talking about later on down the road, probably won't be in the next episode, but it'll be further on, is the live concert with Blaine down in Nashville that I am super Matt Grubich geeked out about.
Oh, there it is.
To go over. Well, that's I said it was Matt Grubich.
So it doesn't count. It doesn't count towards yours then.
Does not count. Does not count on my tally.
Okay.
Does not count on my tally. So until next time, for Andy Cezanne.
Hey, thanks everyone.
I'm Anthony Zampano. Have a great night.